Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
How dare you point at me? You were pointing first. Rude to point.
we have another tutorial, or two. First, we're going to look at stage 17. These fights, not a big deal. It's pretty much, that, and then that other tower. Wow! This first one, where you got a whole bunch of friggin' Aaron Blacks to fight, it's relatively easy. Pretty much, it drops good pickups and then bad pickups, right? You'll see them flying in at the screen, and this game likes to throw the bad ones at your feet while leaving the good ones just out of reach. But I just pretty much base it on blue is good and red is bad, but it's a little trial and error. Honestly, you do not need to use consumables for this. You could always add some kind of healing element just in case you wanted to, but remember, blue good, red bad when it comes to most of them. And if it looks like an evil icon, it's probably an evil icon. So, just keep that in mind, Just avoid evil-looking icons that float around the stage, and you should be all good at that, Hearts in this, just everything, you could just assume most things are bad and just try and avoid things, but also don't let him pick it up. Right, so we move on to the boss fight.
Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Anyway, this one's relatively easy. Now, I always do this. I try to use one of those hold tower modifiers to see if maybe it gets rid of the random things that are thrown onto the fight line. It doesn't. Totems, those things obviously aren't totems, but somebody could construe them as a totem, so I threw a totem on there. Anyway, added a healing element, and then I have a lot of those little blood bats, modifier or consumables, so I tacked that one on. And then the Takeda's Kunai, Takeda's...
Taquito?
That one's pretty strong, and it pushes the opponent back pretty far, which is a nice thing. I've got to say, I really like being able to push the opponent back and get them off my body. I don't like them on my body, but just avoid pickups at all costs. Because with this one, it just seemed like things weren't good for me at all, and things were just good for him. So yeah, just try and avoid things because it was no bueno for me. Most of the things kind of hurt me, and they're random in this one, so you don't really know what's going to be flying at your feet, but things definitely will be flying at your feet. And this isn't to say all the pickups are bad, but it's just much easier to get a healing element and then use 2 attack consumables and then just follow suit for the second round. But yeah, that's stage 17, not real difficult.
But wait, there's more.
Now, stage 18 is also not very difficult at all, where you have to perform 5 crushing blows in 3 different towers that have 5 fights each. So, you honestly just have to perform 1 crushing blow per fight. I do that by accident, even though I have the crushing blow check, where you have to hold the button as opposed to it just automatically happening. So just use a character that you're used to using or that you're familiar with getting those chingaderas, those crushing blows with, and this you should just breeze through real easily, especially when they only have 1 modifier that you have to worry about. Now, other ones where they have 2 modifiers that you have to worry about, that's where it can be a pain in the butt. Now remember, you need 5 crushing blows in total for each of these towers, not just individual ones. And most crushing blows require it to be like a parry or some form of counter. So a great way to ensure that you are getting a counter or a parry is to add armor to your character. So we're using 2 different ones here, Ethereal Armor and Necromancer's Rune. Now Necromancer's Rune lasts a short amount of time, and it's in a concentrated area, so you have to be standing in that little whirlpool for it to actually be active, but it does recharge faster than your Ethereal Armor. Ethereal Armor lasts longer, and, it it covers your whole body. It goes with you. So you're able to counter his moves a lot easier, or her moves, whoever in which you might be fighting, but you still will be taking damage even though you have armor. So to counteract damage input, we're creating the ultimate armor right now. We're going to be grabbing ethereal armor and then adding the orb of Jataka's soul. The orb of Jataka's soul will negate damage done to you, but it won't stop your character from having that I just got hit animation. But ethereal armor does stop that I just got hit animation. And then I added that shard of life so I can ensure that you know, I've got some healing elements. These three consumables combined is probably the best as far as getting these crushing blows done and making sure that you have health. So let's say you did 3 crushing blows in the first fight of the Tower of 5, and then you did 2 crushing blows in the following fight. You've already completed your crushing blows, and you just need to fight the opponents the best way that you can, best way that you know how. And if you need to add modifiers or consumables, excuse me, there's no shame in it, okay? They're using them. You should be able to use them too. But yeah, I really like this combination. If you get your ethereal armor and the orb of Jataka's soul to activate at like the same time, it's just a beautiful combination. You just have the ultimate armor. I mean, you're essentially the unstoppable badass. And the moment that they do start to hurt you a little bit, you could just tack on that health. You know, that's all you got to do. Now another method here, this is another 2 modifier fight. We're adding the ethereal armor, and then we're just adding the crystal of life, which I have like 100 or so of them. I'm going to assume that you all have quite a few of them as well. But, you know, it's just the same thing, right? I mean, this is just another set of consumables that work in this tower for pretty much any individual whatsoever in it. So that ethereal armor is great, so you can get those counters real easy. You can wait for them to friggin' try and attack you like I did just right there and get an easy uppercut. That's like universal for all friggin' characters, is that to get an uppercut. But I mean, honestly, you just, you know, it's easy. So I'm going to show you guys another one right here. This is the Sorcerer's Rune one and Chop Chomp. So that one, they give themselves a like armor. So I added that crippling spiked guard, which allows you to punch through their armor. Should make it a little bit easier. And then I tacked on the ethereal armor as well as Shard of Life, because, you know, I like to have armor, you know, because it makes for easy, you know, fatal blows or crushing blows, excuse me. But yeah, so you can just punch right through their stuff. I activated it right away, but then I found out it was just like the Necromancer's Rune, where they have to be standing in it for it to actually count. And remember, like, if your cooldown of a modifier is like almost 2/3 of the way recharged, and it's high likelihood that you no longer have the modifier active, you know. So like if you're trying to gauge it not on the giant like orbs that are on the wrists, and you're looking at your modifier stuff, it's a real good indicator to let you know. But yeah, I had that healing element there, and it saved my butt. It was pretty nice. And that's it. I mean, honestly, if you need any more help, or any help at all with these 2 towers, let me know, and I will help you out. Also, let me know if you guys don't like me doing 2 of the towers in one tutorial, and I should go back to doing 1 in 1. Because when I do it this way, my videos are just shy of like 10 minutes most of the time, sometimes longer depending on them. But join me next time for the Stage 19 tower, as we're going to be going through that one as well. I'm Shuby, and I'll see you guys later.
I'll shoot that grin right off your face.
There is a snake in my boot.
Can't hurt to make it more interesting.
Like, comment, and subscribe. That was my chair. It sounded like I farted. This is my attempt at Baraka. I'm spitting all over my face.
Goodbye.